What's up, everybody? This is Moonshine sitting here with my boy CC Stats. What's up, brother? How we doing over there?
Dry January is over, folks.
You didn't get the normal track man. You need the
No.
can.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't going to drink today. And it was just a long day. And then I came home and I was like, God, I just want a Coors Light, a cold Coors Light.
Looks like you got a little skinny Michelob
I
sillies over
do.
there
I
though.
do. Well, I went to the fridge.
Brooks Koepka over there.
Yeah. I went to the fridge. Wife didn't know I was going to do this. And I said, I looked in the fridge upstairs, no Coors Light. Go downstairs, no cans of Coors Light. Because I was going to bring it upstairs and shotgun it right in the kitchen.
Shotgun
Why
mulligan.
not? And all I had was a bottle. So I grabbed the bottle and stood at the top of the stairs and tipped it back and got down on one knee. And damn, that beer was cold. Finished that thing in about a minute and a half. So then this is my second one. So that's all I got left. I mean, I have other stuff, but I'm gonna go light tonight. So we got a little Mick All traction. Yeah, a little
So
Brooks
I,
Kepka.
I want to know when you crossed over to Coors Light because you were a Miller guy like Trackman. What happened? You just realized that it's shitty beer, and then you decided you need to try something else.
You know, I think with drinking all the IPAs, that's kind of where the change started a little bit. And I don't know
Um,
for a fact. Because in the wintertime, I don't drink a lot of Miller, had not drank a lot of Miller Lite. Last year, would drink a Miller Lite and just the taste didn't taste the same as I felt like it used to. So then summer last year, as you know, the boy played All Stars. And the night that we had to pick the All Star teams, my two assistants, they said they like Coors Light. I was like, all right, I'll get you some. I'll throw it in my car. You guys can, because I got to confer with them, like I would run down and talk with them, and they would drink the Coors Light. So they left me like four. So I brought them home, threw them in the fridge. So like 2 or 3 days later, it was a hot day. Cracked one open. I was like, damn, that tastes pretty good. And I had a couple
it's
more,
the transition.
finish them. So All Stars finish, and I think I had some out with some of the guys one night. All Stars finished, and we go to Costco, and we're loading up for the beach. And I walked right up, grabbed a 36 pack of Coors Light. My wife goes, "I married you because you were a Miller Lite guy." I go, "Well, this is what you got."
I'm a changed man.
That's right.
I
So
no longer like to drink biscuits, cold biscuits. Yeah, they brag about their malt and their triple hops or whatever, but yeah, they got plenty of malt in there. Throw some rice in there, like your boys at Bud Light or Coors. You get a cold Coors and some wings, man. There's something. So I'm kind of all in on Coors as my secondary, but Coors is good for me with certain different things. So if a really cold one of the 10 aluminum can Coors is one
yep,
of my favorite. That or a cold draft Coors Light, like with some wings or something out of the bar. So
both.
if it's a if it's a cold Bud Light or a cold Coors Light off draft, that's fantastic for me.
I think I can probably put Coors Light down a lot faster than I can a Miller Lite now.
I bet you can. There's no reason there a reason why I drink Bud Light, dude. It's sweet. How many times I have to tell you it's rice? Throw them rice in there. It's it tastes like a
That's what we need
Coke.
to do. We need to get somebody from Miller Lite and Coors Light on the podcast.
I know, right?
But
Just a
anyway,
debate.
this is not a beer podcast, but yes, folks, your boy CC Stats completed dry January for the first time in his lifetime. It wasn't that hard. I'll be honest. I did 31 days. I had one little point where I thought I was going to have a hiccup, but I stuck to my hop water and just straight up water and some green tea. And your boy was golden a week and a half in. Didn't even think about it.
Just a mindset, dude.
That's right.
Because I know when I did it last year, it was kind of you get in a routine, you just kind of get used to it. You kind of
Yeah.
find your substitute, like we were talking about, and then it just works. So,
Yep.
cheers to you, brother.
Cheers. Cheers to everybody out there that did dry January. Here's to a drunkard February.
I'm drinking a little 8.7er in honor of your dry
There you go.
January.
There you go.
Little flying dog, dude. I'll tell you a good mix pack, a 12 pack mix pack, which I think Flying Dog distributes all across the country. So people that listen to this on other places, but Flying Dog's 12 pack IPA mix is fantastic. You know how you usually get a mix pack and you just have one of the beers that you just muscle through because it's not
Yep.
great, right?
Yep.
This one, all of them are good. Like they're all
Right.
fantastic. I've always liked Flying Dog, but their Blood Orange IPA is awesome. That's in this one. They're the Truth, the Imperial IPA that
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking right now, 8.7, but it doesn't taste like an Imperial IPA. You know, most of the time they're medicine-y, too
Yep.
alcoholic. Tastes great. And then the next one I'm going to go into is
Ooh, the Royal
Royal
Crush.
Crush. Yeah, juicy IPA.
Love that.
And then
Love
they
me a
had
juicy.
an experimental one that was in a blue label, and that was great too. It was some citrusy hops, and man, it was fantastic. I mean, we might have to do a beer podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Coworker of mine, I haven't been there.
Delicious. Oh,
She,
Dad's have you put it in sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah,
cut you
you're
off.
good.
Have you put it in a cold glass like you do the freezer mug
I have. I
bit?
don't normally, but I have. Yeah.
It's a good bit. You
Next,
should
next,
you should get on it.
next time we're on, I'll bust out my tall Pilsner glass. Got a real tall one, Monty.
So what you're saying, you've been there before to the brewery?
No, no, no. A coworker of mine, I actually hadn't heard of this brewery, asked me if I'd been to Commonwealth Brewing Company out in Fairfax. And I hadn't. I don't say still don't even know exactly where they are. I know they're in downtown Fairfax somewhere, but I looked them up and holy cow, they have a ton of beer. A ton
Yeah,
of
dude,
beer.
their beers are fantastic. I think Commonwealth. So here's my triple three is Commonwealth, Triple Crossing, that's in Richmond,
Hmm.
that has Falcon Smash, all those in Ashland. Those are like my three
Those are good
of
ones.
Virginia, close to here, good breweries. For Virginia beer, those three breweries are fantastic. Commonwealth's it's money, dude. So like they're out of Virginia Beach, like
Yeah.
Newport News, I think, or Norfolk. They have some really good beers. Their beers are expensive, but they got some good four packs. I tried them. My brother-in-law lives on the Eastern Shore, so he pops over to Virginia Beach area quite a bit and told me about him. He's like, dude, have you tried Commonwealth? Commonwealth's like the next Triple Crossing, or he used to live in Richmond with all these nice microbrews. And I started trying them. They have some fantastic beers. Big Poppy, Poppy
I
Chulo,
saw that.
all
I might
those.
have to
Yeah,
roll by there. Maybe
yeah,
make a little stop tomorrow night
they're
on the way home
silly.
from work. Get some for
I
the
know
weekend.
we're actually down in Fairfax downtown. I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought it up tomorrow. Going a little, going to a little Paw Patrol.
Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
woo. Let's go. But I might have
Hey
to go to
man.
Commonwealth before, man. You got to
Yeah.
do what you got to do. We're dads, man.
Well,
Kids will have a good
I get
time.
off work around 4:45, 5 o'clock, so probably be there by 5:15.
You trying to go to Paw Patrol after?
I might have to pass on that. Been there, done that. Thank you though. I appreciate it. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do for the family. So
But on the golf, man. So, dude, the golf world is always nutty recently, right? But COVID, post COVID, Live PGA, nothing is getting like quiet on this golf scene, man.
big,
It's
getting
just
bigger.
and you posted. I guess we could start with this one. As you posted a video of Rory in his press conference, AT&T, going into the whether Live players should be able to come back, and he's doing a full flip flop, right? So he's just kind of saying like anybody can come back.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. Your boy, our former co-host, Trackman, he um he sent me a message on the gram the other day. He sent me the foreplay their thing where it said let them come back. I don't think there should be punishment. And he goes, "This guy is a joke." And I don't think Rory's a joke by no means, but obviously I think going back to last June, the whole thing, the whole not the merger, but the agreement that threw him for a loop. I think him leaving the pack that everybody kind of saw. I wonder if they've thrown money at him. They've considered like they're trying to throw money at him to get him to come to Live.
You think so?
I
Well,
don't know.
I heard some rumblings that he and it could have been just deep troll Twitter rumblings, but saying that he's been talking a little bit with Liv.
It wouldn't honestly, based upon. I mean, part of me doesn't blame him, but I think it would be he would probably get crucified in the media
Oh yeah,
just because of what's all going on, what's probably going to happen. You know, they're saying that a deal is imminent any minute. I know that the PGA Tour just announced yesterday that they struck a deal with SSG for a $3 billion investment. That's huge. And that's not, and that has nothing to do with the PIF, but the PIF, that's going to happen. I mean, I truly think they're not going to wait until the Masters to get this done. I'm predicting that this is going to be announced before they come back to the East Coast on the PGA Tour.
Well, I think the problem with it that I'm reading is just the justice system and all the
Yeah.
oversight for the PIF to get involved with this. So that may take, I don't know how, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not in like litigation or whatever of these deals or whatever, but I'm not sure how long that takes. You know, I don't know if that's a year kind of thing, if
But
it's
they
a
can strike an
couple
agreement,
weeks. I guess they could. Yeah, I guess they could
which
strike a verbal or definitely a written agreement more than the framework agreement that, hey, this is going to happen, this is going to be the investment, and then I guess the courts work it out or the justice
which
system.
on that note, it makes a lot of sense that they're continuing to sign players, John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton, Adrian Moronk. So it makes a little sense because obviously Liv's not going to go away this year. That's not they're nobody's jumping over and going to play the PGA Tour this year. Now we get into maybe they've kind of figured things out and have this agreement, and you get into the fall and they've kind of ironed it out. Now you have a merged tour, two tours have merged, and they can cross brand each other, and some guys can play here and some guys can play there. I could see it happening, but I think it's going to happen. But yeah, going back to Rory, like, for a guy that was, I don't want to say he was against it all because he was pretty vocal, and now I would prefer almost him being just not as vocal about it and just keeping his mouth shut. And then if he decided to leave, because if he leaves, if nobody's saying he's leaving, if he's talking and he wants to leave, I think it's going to be a little bit harder. But
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have a rough road if he leaves. I mean, his whole reputation kind of just goes to shit. I mean,
yeah,
because if you go that hard about supporting the PGA Tour, you're doing the TGL thing, you're talking all this trash about all the guys on Live leaving and not loyal and lying to you all the time, and then your boy Rom goes over and it's like dramatic, like okay, now everything's cool. You know,
everything's cool. I feel like,
you treated Sergio like shit
yep.
and didn't talk to him and all this kind of stuff. Um, Not
If
to
you
bag on Rory, it's just it's kind of to me it's a PR move. It's just his PR team that's like, hey,
get
you
out in
need to
front of it,
kind of get out in front of it, kind of either if he's going, if he's not, it's like, hey, you need to repair your image with the Live supporters so they like you too, to pull the Tiger kind of move where
yeah,
he kind of the
good point.
Tiger MJ point of view where you're just trying to get every fan, no matter who they are and what side they are, kind of thing. Just seems like a big PR campaign crap,
Yeah,
which I can't stand, because
yes,
then you start thinking that those guys aren't as genuine as you might have thought, you know.
I think where it may have started. What was the tournament? Was it the was it where was the tournament? He said he didn't speak to the media.
That was after
Wasn't it in the fall?
there was one that he didn't speak
Was
after,
it-
or he didn't speak after the Masters.
No, this was like
And
last
then
fall. I feel like he
last
didn't
fall
speak.
he did it too.
I feel like I could be wrong, folks, but I feel like that might have been the turning point. And then obviously they kicked the shit out of us in the Ryder Cup, so I feel like he kind of opened his eyes, and probably those guys opened his eyes a little bit. Like, look, understand. Like they probably told him what Live is all about, and kind of let him hear their side, which probably makes sense. Obviously, Ron bought into it. And obviously, I am sure he misses the camaraderie of playing with some of the better golfers. Not that the guys that won the Ryder Cup are terrible because they kicked our ass, but I think there's some other guys that could have played on that too. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, very interesting comments from Rory, and obviously Spieth jumped in and said he's heard both sides, as he's one of the guys on the pack. He's heard guys that have been for and guys that have been against. So who knows? I mean, I think I think if there's going to be a true agreement, there's no way they can penalize guys coming back. It's not going to
No,
happen.
they can't. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do that because it's got to be a smooth transition. And I think in that agreement, they're going to have terms that there's not punishment for the guys taking the Live money.
Well,
Well, and I think the setup that they're doing right now with the equity investment and stuff is a way to sweeten the deal, right? So it's like they get the equity investment. The PGA Tour guys are happy, especially the top PGA Tour guys that have the equity stake in the PGA Tour.